Next up we have... Oh my days. It's that 666 boo thing again. It's been going on for weeks now. I'm reading Clery and I'm figuring this out.
Win a trip to the premiere of The Mummy Returns? Yes please. This'll be them now. Clery's pet crematorium, you kill him, we grill him.
Yeah, look, it's Miller who keeps messing with the ups and downs videos.
Messing with... Is this that 666 boo thing? It's been in all the NXT videos as well. It's driving me mad. Who's doing it?
Well, I don't know. That's why I rang you.
Ivory. They don't make them like you anymore.
Anyway, I suppose I'll keep an eye on it.
All right, absolutely zero foreplay this week. We start with what I think is probably NXT's best segment. All yeah? Can I say that? I am saying it. All yeah. It is Johnny Gargano, who doesn't hate wheels now. He loves wheels, and thus he has a wheel in which he's going to use to tell us the story about his ill-fated attempts to retain championships right after he has won them. You see, the problem is he always loses in his first title defense, but where there is a wheel, there is a way. And in this case, there literally is a wheel, so here comes the way. You get the joke. It's a randomizer, and it's full of variously interesting names, but one written on in hand pen is Leon Ruff, and would you believe it, after going back and forward and all over the place, it actually lands on Leon Ruff, and here he is, surely to get beaten just like he is every single week, and no, he wins the North American Championship. That gets an up. Now, I know commentators absolutely love overstating these moments, right? But this genuinely was the biggest upset in the entire history of NXT. Like, the guy has 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes of TV time to his name on this brand, and in every single one of those 4 matches he's had, he's been comprehensively squashed. Karrion Kross ate him for dinner. Tommaso Ciampa made mincemeat of him. Bronson Reed just pretty much sat on him, and even Austin Theory managed to beat him in relatively short order. And now he's beaten Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship. Relatively clean. And that's the thing, it is actually important to recognise this as being quite a clean win, because you just sense something special was happening here, right from the moment he got the wheel out, to the fact it landed on Ruff, to the fact that Gargano tempted fate by literally doing the Triple H, hey, look at this new champ pose before the match started. Like, yes, Priest was there, yes, Priest caused a bit of a distraction, but not a big one. Like, Gargano was arguing with the crowd, not Damian Priest when he got caught out. This is a clean win. Leon Ruff, the littlest of little guys on this show, just won as big as anyone has ever done, and I can't wait to see where they go with this. But for Gargano, and this is the important thing, this is more pitch perfect booking of him as just this bizarre, mad heel character. Like, when he's gloating, he is hilarious. When he is incandescent, he is also really funny. I just love everything about this, and it's not a burial because it's just entertaining, and it makes me want to see more of Gargano. It doesn't reduce him in my eyes, it makes him even more appealing. I loved it. I want to give this the yellow jacket, but I don't have it. I don't know where it is. I didn't bring it with me to the basement of replacement today, so it gets it, I just don't have it. Right, up next, we are still a million miles away from this being a coherently booked storyline in a well-organised division, but I will say this: Escobar versus Atlas was definitely an improvement on what we've seen recently, so it's getting an up as well. Obviously, that's if you mentally snip out the part where Escobar's already beaten Atlas, like, loads up until this point, and he's only given him a title shot because he got attacked in the NXT parking lot, the most dangerous place in all of pro wrestling. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but if you just kind of cut around that bit, this was good. The bottom line here is this is just a good pairing. Like, Atlas might not inspire sympathy when you look at him the same way that Leon Ruff does, but he's still one of the best pure babyface workers in the company. And let us not forget, Santos Escobar is one of the few heels in the company who isn't secretly preoccupied with wanting to be liked. So you got a really classic good versus not good match here. Now, the haters and losers will point at a number of botches, one which could have been really bad as a way to sort of knock this match down. But it was just, other than that, it was two men with good chemistry being given the time and the platform to put on an entertaining match, and yeah, like in the context of recent cruiserweight booking, that is a massive, massive improvement, and on its own merits, it was quite enjoyable as well. So, what do you want? Hey there, is that Zia Lee? It's Brad from production again. Yeah, how's it going? Just wanted to touch base, RE, vis-a-vis the big match we've got coming up for you this week live on the USA Network against Raquel Gonzalez. Yeah, wanted to run you through a few things for that right before we get going. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring Raquel out first. Yeah, really build that anticipation, because of course, been a long road getting here with the losses and the defeats and the letters and the beatings and all that stuff. So really want to get the crowd excited. And then we hit your music. Yeah, really good music. Yeah, we're gonna hit that. And then, all right, this is the big play. You're not there. Yeah, just not there at all. No. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring out Boa. Yeah, I can really get that excitement up, because now Boa's here, and what he says is, she's not here. Just total no-show. Yeah. So you're not there. But here's the real twist, okay? He says you're not there, but you're not there. Yeah. And then, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. After that, I think Gonzalez, she'll attack Boa. She'll beat him up, so it's like she's having a match with him instead of you. Yeah, and she'll say like, get their name or get mine, something about a name in the mouth. I'm sure she'll figure it out, and then we'll just have some other strange guy appear and do another letter thing. Yeah, but no. Yeah, so you're not there. That's the rub. Yeah, sounds good, huh? Yeah. Zia, hello. Oh, she's gone. That was a down. I hate this. And the reason I hate it so much is because usually the NXT women's division is, hear me out here, the best thing in pro wrestling ever right now, sort of. No, not because of Io Shirai and her seemingly endless parade of banging title matches. No, because of the system that exists beneath that allows them to cycle performers in and out of the top of the card whilst moving them back down into something that is still interesting. Like, we forget that up until very recently, women in WWE were only allowed one of two motivations. Either A, ooh, I really want the shiny thing, or B, I really want him. And let's look at all four women involved in the equation here. For example, Toni Storm's motivation is that she is back and she is trying to prove herself. Candice LeRae's motivation is that she has been wronged time and time again, and now she wants revenge on someone who she thinks has wronged her yet again. Indy Hartwell's motivation is just she really wants to be mates with Candice LeRae, and Shotzi's motivation is that she really loved that fucking tank. We'll get a tag match out of this combination at some point, and then some kind of singles ripper to blow it all off, and then one of the four women in the equation, could be Shotzi, could be Candice, could be Toni Storm, could even be Indy Hartwell, will then ride the wheel up into the title picture while the others go in to do something else. See, wheels are great. Remember those? Anyway, the reason I'm going on about like the long-term booking of the division and what these four women actually mean instead of the match itself is because this context allows me to explain why Toni Storm getting beat here in only her like third match back isn't a terrible thing. It's not a burial at all. It just makes sense in the context of this division. But this match was easily her strongest since she came back. There was no botches. There was no real sloppy periods in it like we've seen with Ember Moon and Aaliyah. Yes, that's who that one was. It was a really good match, but she got outsmarted by this devious version of Candice who got her feet on the ropes. And that's no great shame. Like, it doesn't take the legs out from under her as soon as she comes back. It's just more good booking. Like, I'm giving it an up because Candice is at her career best level, and every single person in this equation has a reason that I'm interested in seeing develop. That's kind of English, isn't it? Now, nobody, and The Rock means nobody, on the face of the earth needed a big win in pro wrestling, quite like Timothy Thatcher this week. IMHO. Like, the man has been beating up a procession of cash-in-hand day trippers for no real reason other than this is a man who runs a wrestling school who likes to abuse his students, and as we have discussed, that is way more of an NXT UK thing. I mean, ultimately, we need to be getting some kind of actual match out of all of this, and while Dexter Lumis is not the match we're supposed to get out of all of this, it was still, like, a better use of everybody's time than watching Jimmy Dingle or Charlie Toe Sucker get put in an armbar for 15 minutes because iron sharpens iron, doesn't it? We're always told. And yeah, alright, calling Loomis or Thatcher iron in this division is probably a bit of a stretch, but it's still nice to be reminded of the level they're supposed to be at. Supposed to. But in much the same way as the Storm Candice match finished with one eye firmly on that ramp, the inevitable appearance of Cameron Grimes and or a zombie referee was well, it was inevitable, and probably the path of least resistance involving Thatcher getting a win here, because I'm sure they don't want to bury Loomis. I don't know what they want to look. It's very hard to praise anything specifically about this match, because the booking, the story, the action, the performance, the legacy, the implication, everything about it is C+/B-, but it was all positive for everyone involved, so it just about gets an up. Genuine pangs of anguish and heartbreak in this tiny little beating black box that I have at the start of this segment, because Pat McAfee and his boys, they all come out, don't they? And don't Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch look resplendent in those newly won tag team titles? But just wait a minute, there's Pete Dunne, whose waist looks suspiciously bare when stood next to them. So there's a really genuinely vicious, horrible heel who's come back riding the crest of a wave and could really use a championship to kind of offset this group. And Leon Ruff has just won the North American Championship. Oh no. Thing is, there is absolutely no need whatsoever for NXT to continually remind us how good Pat McAfee... do you know what, actually, I'm going to pull up issue with this. Every time I've called him Pat McAfee on this show, everyone's like, Adam, it's actually pronounced Pat McAfee, but just look at how it's spelled. Where is the A in Mac? It's Pat McAfee. McAfee. I'm just... look, right, as a man who was gone, whose entire life constantly being called Clery just because there is no A in his name, I demand the same standards are applied to Pat McAfee. All right, I have suffered for 30 years, why shouldn't he? Anyway, I, Adam Clery, even though it's not spelt that way, think that it is a bad idea actually in the long run for NXT to continually remind us that Pat, just going to call him Pat, is the best talker on this entire brand. Don't get me wrong, I am glad they keep reminding us of this fact because it's incredibly entertaining, but he's the only person on this show who never learned to do this in the Performance Center. And here he is, running rings around everyone who did. Just the poppers per minute ratio that he has every single time he gets on the stage. If you could bottle that, I would not only drink it, I would put it straight into my eye. But the match itself was probably best described as being good enough. Like, if these guys want to go around saying, we're the best thing in pro wrestling, we're the best group to ever exist on this show, then their matches have to not suck as a bare minimum. And if you're going to put them in the main event, they have to at least feel like main events. And this did, so it gets an up. Like, don't get me wrong, it was way more about the promo, and it was way more about the beatdown, and Lorcan and Birch have had way better matches in the past, and they should have way better matches in the future, and nothing really of significance actually felt like it happened here, but the quality of the in-ring action, the story it told, the way it went back and forth, the false finish at the end with Drake Maverick, yeah, that felt like I was watching a televised main event for a faction I'm supposed to be interested in. And I was. And I also was. We're still waiting for that War Games announcement though. Just no sign of that yet. And with Survivor Series... Oh, I swear to God, whoever's doing that, when I find out who that is, I am going to do such a mean tweet. Anyway, yeah, those are all the ups and downs to this week's episode of NXT. A really weirdly short episode this week. My article, which is just here, but it's really handy for notes, this new setup, by the way. It was really short this week because it was only like 6 things. You should watch the Prime Target segment, by the way. That was absolutely excellent. Ciampa also did a really cool thing backstage, but none of it really worthy of upping or downing, in my opinion, because the backstage segments are always just the same as all the backstage segments, and the Prime Targets are always really good. So I don't know, maybe if you're being fussy, stick another up on there for your own peace of mind. Anyway, let us know what you made of the show in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I've been out of...